anybody who doesn't know by now, which I'm sure most of you do know, Rory from the New Rory and Maul podcast, some tweets resurfaced. Got him in some trouble.
Now, how did this start? Off of a hip-hop conversation, right?
So from my knowledge,
yeah,
it started from them doing exactly what every other content creator did, which is give their Grammy predictions. Now,
yes,
that's pretty standard, I would think, in the world of podcasts, in a music hip-hop podcast.
Yes.
Were you there for that episode, by the way?
I wasn't there for that, but the context with that I understand, which is basically, I believe Rory was kind of like, oh, the clip should be deserving of, the Grammy. I don't know which category he was talking about particularly, but then they were comparing it to GNX and all that and how they were getting tired of it. And then that just opened a whole door of Kendrick lovers and Rory and Maul haters to just kind of really get at them. I remember seeing that first tweet though. I was like, this is not gonna be anything. I've seen something like this before where it's like pictures of them and it's like, this is not hip hop media. Mm-hmm. I'm like, okay, you guys are dragging a little bit, right? It can't go any further than this, right? Right?
Then TMZ picked it up.
TMZ, shit, it was fucking everything.
Wow.
Yeah, so it started with just a basic conversation about music and nominations and predictions and, hey, who do I think and why? And then it just turned into this weird parasocial, kinetic, weird relationship between the fans, the listeners, and the people who don't like the people that are saying what they're saying. And then it just turned into Twitter. And then this is another thing. Alex, I want to say thank you. There was a time in my life where I considered being a space baby. All right,
I got him out of there, y'all.
I considered it because, hey, we're doing this thing as content.
It made sense at the time,
and it does make sense.
It's an audio podcast. That's audio on another platform.
It's still a tool.
That's Elon's platform, ain't mine.
But it's still
he use Elon's platform all the time.
No, I know, but not to voice how I really feel. If you actually pay attention to how I operate, whenever I feel if I feel a way about anything, I do it on this mic.
Fair.
I do it on this mic. I don't even want it to be confused on social media. Yeah.
And that's one of the things I think spaces allow for people to interpret how they want because, again, it's just a free form, talk room, chat room. Yeah. And that's what it is, and that's what you should kind of use it for. But I don't know how Rory made such a rookie mistake of falling into the spaces world.
I thought about that heavy without it. I wish I had asked him when I seen him recently, but I don't think he was trying to necessarily try to do a whole cleanup, right? Plus, he's very much a person that, in this kind of case, he admitted he was wrong, apologized. I don't know why. I hate spaces with passion. I feel like a whole different energy comes out of everybody with a spaces.
Why do you think that is, Ed?
I don't know. I wish I could tell you.
I think I know.
What? Why? What do you think so?
You have people with pretty prominent platforms in the room with people that consume them.
Yeah.
And I can see a listener who listens to episodes, podcasts, and is replying back with their headphones on, but nobody can hear them.
Got it.
Right? Mm-hmm. You finally get into a room on social media with some of your favorite potters, some of your favorite people in entertainment, and now you can actually showcase your feelings on certain things.
God.
So
that shit, I remember just seeing clips of that, and I'm like, y'all going crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know about y'all. I mean, I'm clearly
referring to the old tweets?
Not even just that. It's more so just still with the spaces of how I've seen people react to literal actual human beings.
Yeah.
I've never, and I don't know if you guys have, I've screamed on this microphone before, without a doubt, jokingly, or amplified my voice. I've never yelled at my headphones or my phone to another person in my life. Yeah. I don't understand that ever.
It's like when you cry in front of a camera.
Yeah,
for me, that's what I equate it to.
I agree. I think that's so. I've had friends who do that. I don't agree with crying in front of the camera and posting it.
Yeah. It's the same thing.
Because how could you see the record button through the tears? It's like, man.
But the other thing, back to your point, Alex, with the whole spaces situation, is that a lot of people hate listen to these things.
Yes,
and most people who are vocal, we say it all the time. That's why I always like to shout out the silent listeners, because I know those are the people who truly support us, who probably like us. Maybe they disagree with us, but it's like, hey, I appreciate what is happening with this movement, with this podcast, with this show. The voices that are louder is normally masked by some type of hate, some type of envy, some type of lack of being able to separate, not even separate the person from the art, but just not seeing a person, just seeing an object. Right? So at the phase and the stage that a Rory and a Maul are, they're not people to a lot of the people that consume them. They're just an object. Right? And then we also got to think about how we got introduced to certain people. It's this fucking Marvel universe, which we always talk about when Eden's here. But that's just what it is. We're like characters in this fucking world fantasy land. And that's how they view us.
So weird.
And so now that they get an opportunity, you get an opportunity to curse out a white nigga in the hip hop space.
I feel like that could have been.
They couldn't wait.
It could have been anybody. I feel like it could have been anybody.
Yeah, but these people can't wait.
I do feel like this was coming, unfortunately, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not just specifically for Rory, but I think there's been such a pent up of all this Drake versus Kendrick stuff, and stans are going to be stans, and no matter what, they were just like, this is our time now.
Mm-hmm.
This is our approach, which is weird. After talking about the Grammys, bro, out of all the fucking things.
Yeah.
But that's, yeah.
So can I ask the hard-hitting questions before you go?
Go, yeah, what's up?
Alex and I, we worked with Rory for a while. Know Rory, personal relationship, hung out with Rory. I actually spoke to Rory last week because of Spaces. He was in the Spaces room. I was in my car driving. I seen, hey, Rory's in here. I popped in here. Then I shot him a text. Yo, what's going on? He tried to get me on stage. I was like, yeah, not going to do that, but I'll let you know I see you. Hey, Rory,
but I'm here, though.
Legit. Like, so I recently just spoke to Rory not too long ago.
Yeah.
But I do want to ask y'all, because we all do know Rory. Is Rory racist?
No, I don't think Rory's racist.
I don't think he's racist, but I think he handled this terribly.
I don't think Rory's racist either.
I don't
Dance
think he's
question.
racist. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he's racist.
I do think that he handled this terribly wrong, though. Right? A lot of people pulled up some old tweets back from 2011, 2013, and I understand. I get it. We were all around, right? It was the Wild Wild West. There was a lot going on. However, when black people are telling you how they feel about something, you gotta shut the fuck up. You gotta shut the fuck up, and then you gotta be sincere about how you're actually talking to them and apologizing with them. I do agree with him in terms of how crazy it used to be back then. However, it's just not an excuse. You know, we're adults now. You know what I mean? And I get a lot of the times we say stupid shit as young people, right? And a lot of the tweets you probably might not even remember. We're human beings. However, when it is resurfaced and shown to you now, this is the time where you're supposed to be mature and an adult about it and just clear up anything sincerely. Like, hey, man, they look crazy. You know, it's not the time to be smug, try and gaslight people into what they think. But no, I don't think he's a racist.
Yeah, I don't know what his exact approach was, right?
Yeah.
But I guess for me, no matter what, even when I was on some bullshit, like I wouldn't want to just enhance it or make it I feel like that made it all worse, doing the Spaces or anything. And that goes for anybody who's dealing with any type of sense of cancellation or drama from the internet. It's just like leaning into it. I guess maybe that's what he was trying to do in this case. I think he was trying to lean into it, and it just didn't work out. It didn't work out. And now it's just like double trouble, and then people were being extra weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where, again, you can look at it from a surface point, and it's nuanced because we do know him and we have had like personal interactions with him and all of those things and seen some of the ways that he's helped and navigated certain whatever positions. It does make me look at other scenarios and other situations where I'm not as informed and I'm just looking at a surface thing and say, oh yeah, I could see this person being that, right? Like if my mom or my grandmother sent me this TMZ post with all of these tweets, old, resurfaced tweets and some of the things that are being said, and like he's on a thumbnail with Beyonce on TMZ,
yeah,
right, with a logo of New, like, from the surface level, I see it, I get it, I understand. And I also think that's another part of one of those unspoken rules where hip-hop is a black space. This is one of the few things that we do have ownership of from a cultural standpoint, and we do get to dictate, right? And so there's a lot of points that a lot of people were saying to him, like, hey, you can't say this because of you're white, basically, right? That was the bottom line for a lot of people, which I can understand, and I think it just needs to be said, like, all right, sometimes you just got to say, I don't understand. You got it, right? You got it. And that'll go a long way, and then we can get to the apology.
Right.
But yeah, tough week for Rory.
I think he went with the lean in approach, and unfortunately this time around it really didn't work. I've seen him lean into shit, because he understands at the end of the day it's like, and he would be more than happy to like make sure he apologizes and like address the fact that he fucked up, right? And which is what he did. It's just the lean-in approach this time around. I ended up on TMZ and No Jumper and all these other things. And that was the crazy part for me because realistically, when you see all this shit back to back to back to back to back to back, my whole timeline was flooded with that shit. I'm like, bruh, like I see. There's an objective at one point, no matter what. If you get it, like he said some shit, but now people are just yearning to find any little bit. Which even coincides to the bit that they were trying to put me on when with the whole wetback thing, and I was like, "Great, thank you for putting me in this." Have you guys ever seen The Office before?
Yeah, I love The Office.
Have you ever seen
my shit.
Threat Level Midnight when he makes the movie? He makes a whole movie, and then Karen was singled out of nowhere, and that's how I felt. Like she was like, "Why are you singling my lad now?" I haven't been around a long ass time, and so when that whole wetback thing happened, I was like, "Great." You just see me laughing in the clip. I'm like, "Fuck."
Yeah.
Someone had tweeted me. They were like, Eden, I know you're not Mexican, but you gonna let this happen? I was like, I'm ignoring that tweet.
Yeah.
I'm ignoring the shit out of that tweet.
You can't necessarily win, and then I think a lot of times, like, especially when you have these microphones and these cameras, and we're all trying to evoke the most emotion with our audience, and even with people in the room, right? Like sometimes you'll say something for shock value. Sometimes you'll say something because it's like, I feel so comfortable in this moment that I'm not thinking about how this can evolve or age years down the line, right? Because I want to be authentic, maybe, to who I am at this point in time. And I'm going to say something that maybe is a little bit edgy. And then you also never think these type of scenarios can happen, right? So in that case, with the wetback situation, I'm sure Damaris isn't racist. I don't know her.
She's not at all.
I don't feel that.
She was trying to get a joke off. Like, I know. Now, is that an okay joke? Look, I was in the room. I clearly didn't care. Like, I left it to the podcasting gods to however it's going to work out. Yeah. And this is how it worked out, unfortunately. But, like, again, with this time, everyone's seeing stuff back to back to back. It looks crazy like that. That's when it looks crazy, especially.
Yeah.
So.
And every joke is not a joke to everyone.
Yeah, yes.
You learn that as you get older. Like when I was younger, I would just tell people, shut up, it's a joke. Yeah. You get older and you realize, all right, depending on who you're speaking to, who you're dealing with, everybody's different, has different triggers. Yes. Right? Especially with some of the tweets we saw, you can understand as to why certain people may have had an issue with it. And I even heard a few times, he was like, yo, I was just joking. It's like, I get it. From your perspective, you could just be joking. Yeah. However, other people just may not see it like that. And just to take it off him for a bit, SaVon spoke about it a bit earlier. This is a predominantly black space, right? In terms of hip hop culture, what it is that we do. And not to speak on him, but you want to make sure you're never too comfortable as an outsider. You know what I mean? Like you want to just make sure you're always on the up and up because we're human beings. And shit, you could get too comfortable with your girlfriend. Say something you're not supposed to say, right? You get too comfortable with your best friend, say something you're not supposed to say. However, it's important to look into the mirror at times, right? And just be like, all right, cool. Let me just realize the magnitude of what's actually going on. You know what I mean? And
that's the thing. And not to give him a cop out, right? Or let's say anybody who's having back-to-back bad tweet week, right? You have to understand the consequences, without a doubt. Yeah. Clearly, at that moment when he was probably on the toilet. It's literally like typing this shit out. It's no pun intended. But like literally just typing that shit out. I'm sure he didn't think about it like that. But now I have to ask you guys, it's like, what's the fine line between like reprimanding somebody for something like that? Even if you know that these are tweets. And it's like how movies don't age. Some movies don't age well. But they put up a warning right before rush hour now. To let you know, like, yo, this shit, a disclaimer, because this shit is aged. And it's like, okay, I get it now. This is a whole different climate. But what is now the fine line between reprimanding someone for a situation like this and now you're comparatively to, like, totally, like, socially assaulting them? Like, what do you feel like is the difference there?
I think...
especially on a Twitter, well, X, whatever, who cares? On a Twitter verse. Like,
I think the initial response is important, right? I think if you're brought with something and you come off as sincere and genuine... Yeah. I think how you're reprimanded is different. Does that make sense, Eden? Right? Like I feel like at first, I think I even heard him saying this. He was kind of joking at first when he was trying.
So I'm saying he was leaning into it.
Yeah, right. When you do that at first, I think it makes people want to double down on how they want to reprimand you, right? As opposed to just being like, "Hey, y'all right. It looks nasty. My fault. From the bottom of my heart, I apologize." To what you're saying now, I have seen the lengths that certain people have taken on social media to that, and maybe it's just the amount that they saw, or again, maybe they just want
to back to back.
Yeah, maybe that did it to them.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
And again, just the level of sincerity, right? If you really are genuine and sincere, somebody can see that, and they might kind of just tone down their anger or how they feel. You know.
I don't know how to necessarily answer that, but I do know I heard one of the spaces, and this is after the fact. This is after, he apologized, and I can't remember who said it, but one of the people who was passionate about letting it be known, you are a white man in our space. There needs to be punishment. Y'all don't play with other cultures like that. He was very defensive, rightfully so. I understand, I'm with him, but somebody asked him, so what do you want him to do now?
Yeah.
Right? Like, what is the punishment? And it was like, well, when, the NBA players talk about certain backgrounds, religions, ethnic groups, they got to do this, X, Y, Z. They got to apologize. They got to donate. They got to do all of these things, right? And it's like, all right, I understand what he's saying, what the position is, but I can't necessarily answer Eden's question because I don't have that answer. Like, where do we go? Do you want him to donate to the hip hop museum? Right?
Even that's funny.
That's funny.
Do you want him to pod for free, like for a year or two? Like, I don't necessarily know how we try to enforce these things.
Right.
Holding people accountable. Him doing what he did, apologizing. I think there could have been a little bit more sincerity in that apology, but I also understanding wanting to just say, hey, I'm sorry, and move on and go on to Kevin Gates, right? In the next segment of the podcast. Like, I understand. There's no handbook to this shit.
There's no
that's
handbook.
The other thing. Like, people are trying to act as if there's a way to go about creating content. And so the relationship between podcasters and social media is more prevalent than artists in social media and actor in social media, because a lot of these people, officially Ice is officially Ice because he was officially Ice on Twitter, which led him to the Joe Budden podcast, right? He had these strong opinions. Fab is now back on podcasts, but we remember when Fab was having fun and wilding out and saying the inappropriate thing, whatever, on Twitter, right? Like, so the relationship between the parallels between, evoking emotion on Twitter specifically and then translating that over to social media is such a fine line. And if you necessarily didn't come from that, or if you weren't introduced to that era or that phase because it's changed so much, like, these were tweets before the algorithm.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
There was no algorithm when he was tweeting these things.
That's actually crazy for you to say it like that, because that's very,
people were just there and dictating. We were the algorithm.
Yeah.
And so, we don't have the nuance and, we don't necessarily do the due diligence as a society to take those things into effect because, and this is the double-edged sword, when black people see a white person saying these things, it's going to make them feel how they feel.
I was just about, there were things black people can say that other people will probably have no issue with. But if a white person says it, there's an issue, right? And I think that's something that needs to be highlighted here. If there's any confusion to anyone out there, it's who it's coming from. You know what I mean? Especially from people that don't know you. I like to think of myself as a person that no one knows. Now that's obviously delusional. It's delusional, right? But it just helps with my soul going into the world, right? Like, everybody don't know me. People don't know my friend groups. People don't know what I actually think about things unless I say it up here. So I just think it's important for all of us in this space to just remember that, right? Like, we may be popular, but everyone is not familiar or privy to what we say, how we joke, and what we do,
And no one's holier than thou either, because, like, this could...
Yeah, so that's a great point. No one is holier than thou.
I was going to say, so, okay, if Rory was black...
Yeah.
Right, and we could go in percentage-wise, right? How bad would this have been?
There would have been some outrage, but I think it would have looked differently. Like, we've already mentioned other people in this space that have had some really wild tweets who are black, and they kind of had their day, but people move on. Again, it's different when it comes from different complexion.
And not correlating to him particularly, but no matter what, it will be. Deleting your tweets after, yes or no?
Yes, you have to, because...
What's the difference if it's already surfaced?
No, I understand. It just sends a message to a certain percentage of people of, hey, I understand, and in present day, I'm going to get rid of it.
Okay.
Exactly,
in present day, this is where I stand today, and I'm going to remove it. right?
That's funny because I
what you can
disagree.
do.
I
Really?
Really?
feel like
Why is that?
no, I feel like no, I think that's a great point.
Right.
I feel like that's a great point. I think also at the same time, if you delete your tweet, I feel like people are looking at you like, oh, now you're backtracking. Now you're backtracking on your mistake, huh? Yeah, but we saw it already, bro.
I see what you're saying, but
And that's where I'm a little.
But what about a year later when everyone forgets and then this tweet
It don't matter.
You know what I mean?
I've seen that tweet about Maul 30,000 times in my life. I'm sure you guys know exactly which one.
Yeah.
Y'all know which one. And we've talked about it before. Like,
Sorry.
I remember mentioning to him, I'm like, hey, you're on Twitter again. He's like, again? It's like that same tweet.
Yeah.
No matter what, it's still there. It's on. Those are screenshots like on TMZ and No Jumpers. It's gonna show up. So does it matter really at the end of the day? Like, is it that big of a percentage of those people that care that much that it gets deleted?
It's like the politicians, right? Like they can't serve everyone, they can't win everybody over. But if I can just get a small percentage to say, hey, he's a good guy because he deleted these tweets, right? It doesn't go away, but at least it could shift the thought of a few
like
people.
This is a changed person.
Yeah.
They don't actually feel this way today. Things of that nature.
All right, now what about deactivating your account?
You got to do that for your mental health.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that's a more like me thing.
Yeah, facts.
Me deactivated has nothing to do with any of you.
Everyone should do anything to protect their mental health.
Yeah.
If that means deactivating, salute to you. Yeah, but
because to be honest, when you are being targeted on social media in a certain way, and everybody is seeing it, everybody, you can't escape it. Right, we've created our own realities and our own filter bubbles to the point where, like, everywhere I turn, although it's not a major issue in the world, right, the state of affairs, but everywhere that I go, I can't escape this. And so the one place that I probably can is by deleting my Twitter. Like, I think that's more so for me than it would be for them or trying to escape any type of BS, because it's all there.
Yeah.
Right, they still can access it even when you delete the tweet.
Yeah.
I think it's more so the habit, the muscle memory,
the habit
of just going on.
After a certain amount of weave tweets, we got to get the delete. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not mad at that. Yes, I would delete for sure. What? Because then it seems to look like, wait, do I have a problem? No, let me delete this so people know present day, this is not how I feel. These are not the reflections of my mind.
I didn't like how smooth weave tweets came out of his mouth.
I do want to
what I mean? After a while, it's like, nah, we got to get rid of some of this.
I do want to give some type of rule of thumb for all of the white guys who are in the space who date black women, right? Yeah. I understand our hair is a point of contention in our community. Or interest.
Right?
There we go.
Yeah.
Better word.
Yeah.
Our hair is a thing, right? And the black space, hair is a thing, especially black women. As somebody who doesn't have hair, as somebody who prematurely lost his hair, there's nobody who can empathize more with somebody who's self-conscious or insecure about their hair than me. I was receding at 22, okay? I had a thin hairline. My corners were gone by the time I was 24. My little sister doesn't even remember me with a hairline. She's 16, all right?
She does.
So, as somebody who acknowledges the fact that, yes, I understand the importance of hair. I have sisters, black girls, like I see the hair products. I know what it means. All of it. It is a thing to us that unless you're in our shoes, you can't necessarily understand it.
Yeah.
And at that time, these are tweets from 15 years ago. I did not know Rory 15 years ago. I was 15. Damn it myself.
15 years ago.
I was 16.
Facts.
You get what I'm saying?
Wow.
So there's a lot that I've learned in those 15 years.
Yeah.
But one thing that I have learned, and I do want to give it to, just some advice. I'm going to heed some advice to our white counterparts in the space. Mm-hmm. Just leave weave alone.
That's the jugular?
Alone.
Okay?
That's the jugular?
Just...
It's a trigger.
It's a good rule of thumb to just leave weave alone.
You ain't see Chris Rock hair?
Yes.
Hello?
Great dog.
Certain things you just leave alone unless it's just done very, very tastefully.
Yeah.
I mean...
See, but that is so subjective, and that's what makes it so tough.
The Chris Rock hair? I'm talking about the Chris Rock film.
I thought you meant like joke.
No, not the joke. I'm talking about how Chris Rock talked about black hair tastefully.
Yeah.
Right, and he's also black, of course. Mm-hmm. But again, to your point, just certain things that's
the jugular.
Yeah, you got to be careful with.
Because you can find, nuances in funny moments. I'm sure, like in certain jokes, like if comedian, and that's the other thing, right? We get on here and we do want to implement certain levels of funny on the podcast.
Yeah.
we're not comedians.
Right.
I don't get the luxury to hide behind the guise of being a comedian.
Right. We can call ourselves.
You said some truth there.
I don't. And that's really the other
difference.
part. Like, yes, we have a responsibility and we want to inform and we want to have a good time. We want to turn up and I want to make you laugh and I want to make you think. I want to do all the things that a comedian does, but I'm not a comedian.
Mm-hmm.
So it puts us in these weird spaces and, you know, the attention is a dopamine hit, right? Like Rory sitting in those spaces is some type of dopamine. I would imagine, right? Like, because all you got to do, and Maul says this all the time, just close the phone. Turn the phone off. Put it down.
Yeah, but him not turning the phone off also gave a great moment with that Teneri shit. So that's also like a little like it's a double right. I still can't. It's a double-edged sword, unfortunately. That is again. That's why I mentioned earlier. I'm like, let's say even the people literally yelling on your phone is insane to me. Insane. But you must feel good after that. You probably had a bad day. You had to release it somewhere. You gotta yell at you can yell at a white guy today.
About to be.
It's 5 o'clock. Might as well. You might as well. You're home chilling.
Get your shit off.
But can we also just talk about of people going not in that sense of going too far, but let's say I don't know, a certain DJ that's gone a little too far when it comes to this scenario.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
There's a few. DJ Vlad or DJ Academics.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, Vlad sent some shots too, didn't he?
The DJs is going crazy
Oh
on
my
Rory.
god!
I didn't even see what Vlad said, but all I saw was this motherfucker Academics posting up pictures of Rory with his kid.
Yeah, that's out of bounds.
That's crazy.
It's a no-no, Academics. I get it. I get what you're alleging that Rory did to you, and I would be upset too if that had happened to me. But you don't post up pictures of a person's kid. Like
that's wild.
That's just wild shit.
That's so fucking wild.
Yeah.
And anybody.
So what's the story behind this? He hired a PI?
Yeah, apparently he hired a PI to check on him, right, for his own protection. Sure, right. And with that, he had pictures of Rory, and then posted pictures of Rory with his kid out in some park or something like that. And then, but in the tweet, he was like, "Oh, what are you doing in these parts of the park?" Blah blah blah. I don't know. I don't care about that part. But you're posting up this guy with his kid, dude.
Yeah,
it could be Rory. It could be any of y'all. It could be him. That's weird. Rory could do the vice versa. That's weirdo shit.
No matter who does it.
No matter what.
I agree.
No one on that thread agreed with that whatsoever.
No one.
That's bugging.
Yeah,
and that's also
child.
that's still again why I asked you guys about the fine line of reprimanding someone. It's true, right? He can't do anything else but apologize and then shut the fuck up. That's it. That's all you can do. But then now you got these fucking weirdos like that.
Oh no, see that's
posting
different
his
though.
kid. I don't care if you don't show the face. That's weird, dude.
That's not Rory being reprimanded. That's Academic spinning on someone he thinks is his op.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I want to separate the two because I think the rest of Twitter don't have the same personal relationship that the two of them might share with each other, whatever transpired between the two of them. The internet felt like they had to reprimand the person. After a day or two, they get tired. What he was doing was very much, I don't like you, and I'm spinning because the rest of the world is on your ass now. You know what I mean?
I think there's just other ways to spin.
Oh no, we're saying the same things.
Like,
I'm not saying it's right.
And his, you know, and just to give a little bit of context, I'm not defending anybody because I think both of them crossed the line. If you know the allegations of Reggie, Jesus, Freudian slip there, of Rory going to Academic's house and leaving some type of card.
I still don't believe that, bro.
That's where it stems from, right? And that's whether we believe it or not.
Yeah.
This is where it stems from, and that is crossing a line that you can't really return from when you show up to someone's home in that way and you know some type of threat. And so you know if he's returning that energy, which we've seen the back and forth between them, I think it is out of bounds. I think you know, just being strategic, he still could have gotten his point across, like, hey, I know where you are with a PI without including the kid.
Yeah.
And it's kind of weird. That's this content shit, bro. This content shit just
it's crazy. Yes, it's nuts. It's I'm a fan and not a fan at the same time. And again, with the whole reprimanding thing, it almost goes the same for me to certain people on Twitter, let's say X, whatever. Going too far about just their comments about, let's say, Rory. Like, literally trying to pull any little bit that they can to try to, like, I mean, I guess, is this considered a cancel?
No.
An attempt, at least.
I think it's a public lashing.
This is a strong, Jesus
a public lashing.
This is a public lashing.
This is an attempt at a cancellation.
Yeah.
I don't because I don't
Because
see
I don't
them,
know what's gonna happen after this. Is what I'm saying.
I don't think it's a cancellation because I don't see people calling for him to lose anything, or I think it's more so trying to expose somebody, irresponsible. I don't think it's a cancellation.
I saw people
Is this exposing though?
I think it's an attempt to.
Yeah, because I
think
feel
it's
like
an
those
attempt
tweets are there, so it's.
Yeah.
I feel like the exposing part is a little.
Exposing it to people who've never seen it before, who never thought that these remarks could come from a person.
Like,
that
do
they
you
like.
think Colin Cowherd knew about this?
Colin ain't know.
Probably not.
Right? Like,
Probably
that's
not.
why it's exposing
know,
because
yeah,
it's
Colin
like
not,
it's
yeah.
exposing it to somebody.
Yeah. Colin was confused too.
Colin's like, what did I do? I should have stuck to sports. Where's LeBron James?
Expansion.
Can I be messy for 2 seconds?
For sure.
What did your good old pal feel about all this?
Who's my good old pal if you really want to be messy?
Man. You know, man.
I don't know.
You know,
Be
man.
messy.
Who?
If
You
you
know,
want to be
man.
messy, be messy.
What you mean? Who?
I know who he's talking about.
The Buttonmeister.
Oh, you talking about Joe?
The
Yeah, talking about
Buttonmeister.
Nah, they addressed it on the podcast. They were pretty mature about it, from what I heard.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wow.
They were
I
pretty
mean,
mature about
I don't think that they're not mature people. It's just
it. About this.
I
particular-
think this is a scenario built to kick someone while they're down.
For content.
For content.
Yeah.
If this
I can
motherfucker
see
could go
that.
post up him and his kid, I could see somebody just making their fair share of comments
Right.
while this happened.
I will say, in full transparency, like, the group chat was quiet throughout all of this.
No way.
I promise you,
That's
honestly.
honesty. That's
Group,
honesty.
group chat was super quiet. Like, it wasn't any of those things. I think, again, we all remember a certain time period of when Twitter was this way. Like,
Yeah.
you could literally change somebody's tweet and publish it as if they had said something.
Again, you don't think you're holier than thou. Your shit might be out there.
Right.
They might find something.
Like, that's
Like,
the thing.
yeah.
So, group chat was super
Oh,
quiet.
okay.
The way that he handled it on his pod was pretty respectable. Like,
Yeah.
nothing there.
It didn't feel salacious or nothing like that.
Yeah. I do, while we're talking about this and, all of the side characters of people who had something to say, DJ Vlad, from DJ Academics to DJ Vlad.
Oh, Vlad.
He had something to say.
He was hyped. They said, "Oh, they got another white."
In regards to this too, which is DJ Vlad said on his Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, Rory spent years talking shit about me trying to push the I'm white but I'm not like Vlad narrative. He was right. Now everyone sees that Rory has always been racist towards black women.
Boo.
I'm nothing like him.
Boo.
That's
Boo.
Vlad. That's Vlad.
Again, that's
Boo.
an op spinning on the op.
You corny fuck. Boo. Boo.
Oh no, got two things.
Oh,
can
wait.
be. Yeah, I'm saying different things. That's
Oh, yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Wait, let's
This
go.
is your fault.
Let's go.
This is your fault.
Anthony Fontano.
Yes. You started all this.
The white man whisperer.
Oh my
What
god.
I did? Tell the people what I did with Anthony Fontano. What I did?
Fam, he came on an Anthony Fontano hating day for no reason. And then I'm like, I don't know where this is stemming from. Next thing you know, I haven't heard any review for him since then. At least not on my timeline.
Neither has Anthony Fontano.
Yo,
You ain't heard a lick of him, have you?
this is you.
I never. I told
Damn.
I told you that same week. I never knew nobody that was like, "Yo, Anthony
Rory,
Fontano."
blame him, all right? It's his fault.
Don't blame me.
Blame him.
Don't blame. I didn't do nothing.
He made you tweet.
I didn't tell nobody to do nothing. I
Wow.
didn't pull up no old tweets. Fontana, however, yeah, that might have been my work.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
he did that.
That was
that might have been my work.
honestly, that was the
Because
well-deserved
I was talking
cancellation.
about
That
him
was
and how,
crazy.
like, yo, I've never heard anyone say I've read Anthony Fontana for an album review. The next day, they packed him up with racist tweets.
Yo, the next
Packed them up, put them in a split.
day,
next day.
bro.
Smoked them.
Express.
Damn.
Yeah, nah.
Double smoke.
It's interesting when you see all of white folks that are in the space.
Yeah.
DJ Vlad again coming for Rory, trying to spin whatever their issues are. Is just and Vlad.
That's an op spinning.
feel
Don't
like
be
we do
holier
this.
than thou, bro.
Don't.
Yeah, no.
I ain't
Yes.
holier than thou. I'm gonna tell you right now.
They say-
I've had my fair share of fuck shit.
They say the one without sin can cast the first stone.
Jay-Z said that.
Jay-Z said that, right? Yeah.
No, Jesus did, y'all.
Oh, sorry.
Nah, Hov said it.
Who said it before Jay-Z?
Nah, Hov.
Who said it before?
That's Revelation.
Jesus got it from Hov.
No, he didn't. It's actually the other way around. He got Jehovah.
Hey man, just listen.
Jehovah.
But hey, you listen. I see Rory and Beyonce and TMZ.
Yo.
They got some shit, all right?
Yo.
Where do you think he
with
got
Hov.
Hov from, huh?
Yeah, nah. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
I've seen Rory's ex chime in,
Yeah.
and somebody, I'm not even gonna read her tweet, but
Kicking them while they're down, bro.
somebody said, "Why do all people in the podcast sphere tweet like WWE wrestlers.
That's
I thought
funny.
that was hilarious.
That's hilarious.
I thought that shit was hilarious.
Oh,
She
like
said
their monologues of
something-
like beef? Yeah.
Something along the
funny.
lines of like,
That's funny.
hey, you don't want me to start speaking, brother.
Yeah.
It's going to be a podcast fan's wet dream.
The
Yo.
Rock is
Right.
cooking.
So it's just funny.
Everybody dropping a statement.
Yeah,
Damn.
man.
I don't understand this white on white crime though.
How don't you understand it?
Yeah,
It's
I
like
don't understand it.
they get a moment. It's their moment to
I
put
guess
another
this
white
is their
man down, to raise and elevate themselves in the
This
culture.
is why I was wondering if the button stir was gonna say anything at all.
Nah.
Nah, Joe. He didn't
Yeah,
have anything
real
to say.
talk. He was. I heard some of it today.
And not because of not of in the judge of his character particularly, it's just of course of all the scenarios that's been built upon the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Again, they're gonna want to kick someone down. But
Well, I
that's
also
cool.
think this is just not the battle to try to kick some. Like, calling
Yeah.
Rory racist, you know what I'm saying?
It's low.
If you know
Low
him, it's
hanging
not
fruit.
one of the things that you're going to
Yeah.
be like, hey, yeah, he was racist
don't
because
win
when
from
I used
that.
to hang out with him, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I think that's just not the hill to die on now. But in the same breath, when you see it and you're like, hey, brother, yeah, I can see
Hey,
why
man.
everybody else upset. You better go fix that, right?
Yeah.
Like, two things could be true, but I don't think this is the hill for him to sit there and be like, oh, yeah, let me kick his back in because he's having a rough week. Right, like they were friends at some point.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you kind of get to know somebody, and how do you justify and say, hey, we were friends for all these years, now you get exposed? Oh yeah, he was super racist man, right? Like
Super racist man.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Now that's a villain.
yeah.
That's not even a
Super
superhero.
racist man.
That's a villain right there. Hey, I'm super racist man. You're not white.
Hey, that's how they be walking around, bro.
Yeah.
When I'm looking for parking.
Yo.
That's when they get super racist. Like, god damn.
You can't park here.
Yeah. We'll see how it plays out with Rory and
Hey Rory, man, just lay low for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
You'll be fine. I hope you'll be fine. Everyone out there, because I'm not gonna lie, I get seeing it more a degree closer to me. Like I just see how it impacts people's mentals, and that's
sure.
like even with Damaris, like her being the woman of the pod, right? And it's not just amounting her to just being a woman, but her being the woman of that pod, the female face, like she's dealing with exceptional shit.
black woman at that.
Exceptional,
Yep.
a black woman, exceptional shit. And then that's another thing I saw in those spaces, right? Is at the same time while they were trying to reprimand Rory, but then they're trying to get at Damaris, but then like these are the same people that are like, yo, you gotta protect black women, and it's just like, well,
Oh,
this
wow.
is like being a little tough here. It's
Yeah.
a little rough.
Slippery slope.
Yeah,
I-
but, yeah.
What I'll say to all of the things that we talked about, right? Like the content part of this, the spaces, you know, the wanting to engage with your fans and your audience, explain yourself, you know, all of this, what I will say in a moment of just like holding up the mirror is probably one of the things or a lot of the reasons why we've haven't ascended in a way that I think we could. Is because we don't necessarily play some of these games. We don't necessarily die on some of these hills. We don't necessarily engage in, you know, these spaces, no pun intended, in this way, right? We kind of just go about it in a more traditional way of, hey, this is who we are. If you want to hear our thoughts, you want to see what we're feeling, boom, tune in, tap in. We appreciate it. We'll engage. However,
Yeah.
I do appreciate like the DMs. Sometimes people will DM me something that I said, and I'm like, oh shit, this
love
is funny,
that.
cool. Like, thank you.
Yeah, I love
But
that.
as far as, you know, fully engulfing ourselves in this way, right? Like, I do want to shout out Art of Dialogue.
Yeah, shout out to Art.
We talk a little bit we talk about Vlad, damn it. I do. Let me not say Alex. I bring up Vlad in some capacity because he puts out so much content, and I appreciate,
Yeah.
you know, the work that he does. But I do want to highlight the Art of Dialogue because what he's been doing, I don't know if y'all peeped recently, but he's been having a lot of guests from like 90s sitcoms.